Hey, it's Emma.
And Maggie.
Before we get into the show, we gotta let you know about some amazing stuff that's happening with Starface.
So I'm sure you've seen Justin Bieber wearing those stars on his face recently, right?
A fun star-shaped pimple patch that's so cute, I don't even mind wearing them out in public.
Me too. Hydro stars are my favorite way to deal with a pimple. Plus, I'm basically guaranteed to get a compliment or start a conversation while I'm wearing them.
Cuteness aside, they're also made with 100% hydrocolloid, an ingredient that helps absorb fluid and reduce redness while shrinking your spot. I love that you can put a Hydro Star on to remind yourself not to pop or pick your skin too.
We're so excited because Starface just released their latest drop, Fruit Pack. This new pack is filled with the cutest fruit-inspired patches in an extra large size. I love that they're great for spots on your face, body, or both. And they're made with 1% salicylic acid to help unclog pores and shrink deeper pimples.
Fruit Pack is available in the US, UK, and Canada at starface.world. That's STARFACE.WORLD. And for a limited time, Starface is offering all Love Ya Bye listeners 10% off your first Fruit Pack order. Just enter the promo code LOVEYA at checkout. Again, that's LOVEYA for 10% off your first Fruit Pack order.
Now on to the show.
Hey guys, it's Emma.
And Maggie.
And welcome back to another episode of Love Ya Bye.
I'm so excited for this episode because we are officially on video now. So if you guys listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or any other audio platforms, you can now watch all of our episode recordings starting today on the Past Your Bedtime YouTube channel. We have all the information linked down below in the show notes in case you don't know where to find the video and stuff. It'll all be down there. But I'm super excited for you guys to be able to watch the recordings. We've gotten so many requests and just messages from you guys saying that you want to be able to see it on video. So I'm really excited for that to launch today.
And to kick off our first 2 video episodes, we are going to be interviewing each other.
I feel like we've never really done a sit down interview style conversation with each other like this. So we're just going to basically take turns being the interviewer. This week I'm going to interview Emma, and then in next week's episode she's going to interview me, and it's kind of going to be a sit down Q&A like what we used to do on YouTube.
But instead of it being both of us answering questions, it's one.
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be today's Emma's episode, and we are going to focus all on her and the questions that you guys asked. But before
we get into this week's episode, every single episode to do our peek in our pit. So do you want to start off?
Sure. My peak this week is that Jessica and Brent came to visit Boston, last weekend, and it was just so much fun and we had the best time. So I feel like that was my peak, and I don't have a pit other than the fact that I had a really bad anxiety earlier today. I just felt super overwhelmed with just different things, but I feel other than that, there's really nothing to complain about, you know?
Yeah. I'm gonna start off with my pit. I had a lot of anxiety yesterday. I had
Anytime there's a pit, it's always one of us has anxiety.
I know. I hate going to doctors and stuff like that, but I had a doctor appointment, just a normal checkup, whatever, and I had to get blood drawn. Oh my goodness, I hate getting blood drawn. I hate blood, anything about it. It made me so
I feel you don't like needles either.
No, so I had leading up to that literally the whole morning leading up to it, I couldn't drink coffee because I was so anxious. Blood, needles, doctors gives me just an anxious feeling, so I just felt sick, but I'm okay now, and I was fine. I went well, and I'm healthy. And then my peak would have to be, I feel this past weekend was so much fun with Jess and Brent in town, and just being able to go out to dinner. We went to Lola when I was at Saturday, and I just feel that was so fun, and we just all hung out. And Saturday day was my favorite day ever. We sat on the couch all day long,
literally, where if you guys are watching the video, we literally all sat on this couch
yeah. So we all just sat here, watched TV, whatever sports game was on. Yeah, it was so much fun. So I had a lot of fun.
Okay, you guys, let's get on into Emma's interview. Okay, Emma, there are so many questions that I'm really excited. Honestly, I'm excited to hear the answers to them because I feel you haven't done a Q&A sit down in a really long time. or a Q&A about any of these things. And I feel like you have really entered a different era of your life lately. And I just feel like you're going to get into it and talk about it, but I don't know. I just feel like you're super happy and just like living, I hate the term like living your best life, but that's just what I feel like you're doing right now. So I'm really excited to interview you and hear what you have to say. So we're going to start off with this question. What makes you the happiest?
I don't want to sound so like cliche, but honestly, I mean, my boyfriend really does make me the happiest.
Yeah, I can tell.
Like the second he came into my life, it was just like already before like happy on my own, but he just adds like another level to the point where like he just makes me feel so safe, if that makes sense. Like especially yesterday at the doctor's office, like I can't get shots alone, I can't get blood drawn alone, I can't basically go to the doctor's alone. And so he came with me and like me like just holding his hand, like I felt at ease. At ease? Yeah, at peace. Yeah, I felt okay. I felt like it wasn't gonna like hurt, and it didn't hurt, and I did fine. But no, yeah, he really makes me so happy. And I've noticed that like the last few months I've just been so happy after being with him. And you know, another thing that makes me the happiest is when the weather's nice. But that's like normal.
What is something that people seem to misunderstand about you?
I mean, anybody on social media, you only see what they put out there, which are obviously like the really, really good moments, and the moments when you're like on your stuff, like at every moment, you know? A lot of the time when people meet me in person, but like not, this is like for my friends, not necessarily like fans, but some of my friends will be like girls in high school would be like, oh my God, you're so much nicer in person. Like they would see like my photos and be like,
well, it's easy for people who follow people online. I feel like it starts off as like you think that you like the person, you're like, oh, I like them because of like their outfits, or I think that they're pretty, or this and that. And then over time, as you follow them for a while, a lot of people then, I don't know what it is, or like, I swear someone has made a TikTok. I've seen a TikTok about this, about over time how people like start to not like the people that they follow, and then they think that you're like this person that you're just not. It's easy to be misunderstood.
for sure.
You know, and like people could take like little things like such the wrong way. Like I know a lot of the times in my YouTube videos, like if you're ever in the back or like with me and you don't talk, people think like, oh, Emma's being so rude to Maggie.
Yeah, but it's not even like that.
It's like I never have felt like that.
If that was the case, like I'm normally not trying to take over your videos and stuff like that. Or if it's really hard. So I feel like sometimes people will think like, oh, she's this, she's that, when really like that's just not the case. It's just I don't know.
Things are just taken the wrong way.
Things are taken such like the wrong way so easily, and it's so hard to like show that a lot, you know?
Yeah. Okay. This question is funny because literally a few weeks before you met your boyfriend, we had an episode about relationships where you said you would never date a pro athlete in one of the episodes. So I think that once and for all, you are here to set the record straight.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I know. I did say that because I had such a like stigma. Okay, honestly, I had been through situations before where professional athletes have not been the most loyal, have not like, you know. So like I was like, I'm done with that. I'm not ever
gonna date one.
I'm not ever gonna do like, I'm not gonna waste my time. And I did find a gem though. Honestly, he's literally the best. I'm not kidding. He is the nicest, sweetest boy ever. He loves me so much, and I can't believe I even found someone like him. Like I look at him every single day and I'm like, I don't know how I got so lucky. I seriously don't.
you know that saying, what's meant for you will always be for you, and like what's meant for you won't pass you. And also that like things are meant to be in your life at the right time. So it's like you had to go through what you had to go through in the past in order to make you who you are. And
I mean, we both did. Like, we had talked to each other for a couple months, like literally over a year and a half ago, like almost 2 years ago. And that wasn't the right time for either of us. We both had our own stuff we needed to go through, things that we needed to experience. I moved to LA, lived a complete different life. Once I came back here, our paths crossed again, which I didn't even expect them to. I completely, like, honestly, I completely forgot about him. But then, like, our paths crossed again, and things finally, like, actually worked out, you know?
yeah, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be at this time, and we were both ready to be in such a healthy, loving relationship and be able to put our all into each other. So, because I know I said that too in a podcast. I was like literally way before.
And also, I swear that like the episode wasn't even out yet when you had said it, and then you met him and you were like, oh my God,
Yes.
like I can't even believe like I just met this boy, and like I really like him and this and that. And then the episode came out, and in the episode you had said that, and you were like, wait, I like didn't obviously mean that about him. I didn't even know him, but you had said that about a previous situation.
Yes. So.
But honestly though, picture like you saying with your friends, like, I'm never going to talk to him again. You know what I mean? Like about like an ex or something, and then like you talk to them. It's like, it really isn't that deep.
Yeah, no.
We're all hanging out, like
Also, it just
and
so happens that he's a pro athlete. Like, it's just like, sorry, he plays
and even
like
if
sport,
like he
you know?
didn't do what he does and you didn't do what you do,
Yeah.
like you guys as people
We're meant to
like be together.
Okay, Maggie, we got to talk about your latest obsession.
My dog?
No, your other obsession.
Oh, duh. So lately, you guys, I have not been able to get enough of Starface's best-selling Hydro Stars, the cutest star-shaped pimple patches that help absorb fluid and shrink spots with 100% hydrocolloid.
Let's not forget that the Hydro Stars come in this fun little yellow compact that holds all of your stars and even has a mirror inside for super easy application.
Starface has a full range of Hydro Star pimple patches for literally whatever mood I'm in. There's the classic yellow, the colorful multi-pack, solid black, a blue star with salicylic acid.
Something I'm obsessed with though, it's Starface's latest drop, the Fruit Pack, which is filled with the cutest fruit-inspired patches in an extra large size. They're great for spots on your face, body, or both. And they're made with 1% salicylic acid to help unclog pores and shrink deeper pimples.
Fruit Pack is available in the US, UK, and Canada at starface.world. That's STARFACE.WORLD. And for a limited time, Starface is offering all Love You Bye listeners 10% off your first Fruit Pack order. Just enter the promo code LOVEYA at checkout. Again, that's LOVEYA for 10% off your first Fruit Pack order.
Now on to the show.
Are you nervous about putting your relationship online, and were you nervous about making it public?
In the past, 100%, I never wanted to make relationships public. I never wanted to put things online. But with him, I'm so happy with our relationship, and I'm so okay with it that like I want to talk about it. I want to show it. I want to share it with you guys because it's part of my life, and it's a huge part of my life. It is like literally what makes me obviously the happiest, and like I spend every single day with him, so he's going to be in my stuff, he's going to be in my videos and things like that. So I'm not like, I don't want to hide him from the world, you know, like I'm not embarrassed at all. I'm not like trying to hide it at all. Like I want to,
You're just living your life.
I know, and I'm just proud and I'm happy, and I
feel like you both are very comfortable in front of the camera, which helps. You know what I mean? Because like,
if he wasn't okay with me posting him, I wouldn't post him. But he posts me too all the time. Like he's okay with being in my video. He's always like, why don't you vlog this? Why don't you vlog today? And I'm just like, which is so nice to have someone so supportive like that. It honestly makes me feel so good that he even wants to be in my videos. Because at first, like, I wasn't going to show a lot of him in my content. I was going to show like bits and pieces, but since he had told me like he's really comfortable with being in my stuff and he would love if I like if I were to like post him and stuff like that, like he's fine with me posting him or like having him in my videos. That makes me like feel even better, you know?
Yeah.
But obviously if he didn't, I would respect him, like vice versa.
Do you still go to therapy? And if so, how do you feel like it has helped you?
Honestly, okay, I'd have to say, which is kind of bad, the last month I've been so busy, so I haven't had time to go. But up until like last month, I did go. It makes me feel like it has helped me so much. I feel like it helps me in the aspect of one, I mean, obviously she gives great advice. Like every therapist, they know how to give you advice that like not your friends might not know how to give you. And also talking to someone else helps a lot because you don't worry about their feelings almost. Like I feel like if I were to tell my friends and family my feelings and what I'm going through, I would worry you guys. So then I don't want to put that worry onto you. Whereas she, I can tell her literally everything and it doesn't affect her because it's like she's just there to help. That's her job, you know? She's great. My therapist, she's amazing. I have been so happy that like I really don't have any complaints. I'm not like sad anymore about anything. My anxiety hasn't been that bad. I mean, obviously I have like days, but like not really. Like if I'm having anxiety, like getting a hug from my boyfriend, I just instantly like,
yeah,
you know, like you just like feel,
makes you feel better, weight lifted off your chest.
yeah. So
what is some advice that you would give to your younger self? Like picture you, okay, you're 21 right now. I'm picturing you when you first moved to Boston, right after graduation, like that era of life. Like think about how you felt in that era and what is one thing you would tell yourself as yourself now, tell yourself back then. Like say if we had Emma from a few years ago standing right over there across the room, like what would you say to her?
probably not to worry so much about what other people think or say about you.
Oh.
Because, like, now I don't care. I don't care, like, if I'm getting hate. Like, I don't care if I'm, like, I don't care what boys, like, blah, you know, all that stuff. Because I feel like back in the day I did. During that time, 2019 and 2020 was insane.
Yeah.
But now I look back and I'm like, I didn't have to worry that bad. None of it was actually that bad.
What is your favorite thing about your relationship with Ella?
Oh, my God. First off, I miss her so much. My favorite thing about my relationship with her would probably have to be that she's like my second sister, except she's not like, okay, you know how you have like your best friend and you have your sister. You and I are best friends and like we tell each other everything, literally have lived with each other. But she's also like my sister, but also my best friend. But we like are able to be like, we have that different relationship than you and I have. And she's just like, she's the type of person where I go to her with everything and she listens to me. I'm crazy about my thoughts too. And like any little issue that's going on, like, and also she's a nurse. So if I'm sick or in any way, like I go to her with everything and she's like, Emma, you're literally fine. Just like stop. I can call her whenever. And she would just like drop anything to come see me. Like even for my Pilates event, she got up in the morning, drove all the way from Connecticut just to come to my event. Like she would do anything for me. I mean, obviously I would do anything for her too, but we just like are able to hang out and we don't even have to do anything. We can like sit on the couch and like go on our phones.
What is the most rewarding thing about your career so far?
I'd have to say the most rewarding thing is helping others. And like people saying like, I've gotten messages from girls in the past and they tell me like they don't feel alone when they like watch our videos, or if I talk about experiences that I've gone through, it helps other girls or other boys like be able to move through what they are going through. So I feel like knowing that I'm helping others and knowing that like I'm making somebody's day is so rewarding, you know?
Also, yeah, just being able to be a person that they can relate to.
And like a person that they can go to.
Yeah.
As in like, if they're having a bad day, they go and watch my videos. Or like, I have people like that too, where like if I feel anxious and I want to like relax for a minute, I go and watch someone's YouTube videos. Like that's just so crazy to me that people like do that, you know? That just, it makes me feel so good too.
Where do you get your inspiration from? Just your style, your YouTube videos, just like any type of people you like to follow or anything like that?
I'd have to say My style, I get my inspiration probably from you.
I was gonna say, like, I don't want to answer the question for you, but
I get my style inspiration from you, but with a twist of me. Like,
exactly. And I feel
know?
like there's a lot of trends out there of like things on like TikTok or different influencers, and I feel like you like don't like any of the trends.
I don't
like
really
you hate
follow
blazers.
trends.
You hate.
I'm not a blazer girl. I'm not like a, I don't know. I just don't, I feel like I don't follow trends, but I just take a twist of like, I like this, like I'll ask you like a pair of jeans and I'll buy them. But then I'll also wear like I just ordered this plain jersey, hockey jersey looking type thing, which is the coolest thing ever. And it's plain, like I would wear that. I don't know if you wear that with like a pair of sneakers.
I don't know about me, dog.
But like I'm just saying, like I don't know. I feel like I love your style.
Do you ever wish you went to college?
No. Well, honestly, no. Because I've been talking about this a lot lately, where I'm at in life right now. And if I were to be in college, I'd be a senior in college. And I'm looking at the things I'm going through, the experiences I'm experiencing, like the conversations I'm having. And if I were to be in college or had gone to college, that's all I would know.
Yeah.
Is college, my 4 years of college, and like going out and partying all the time, like my friends in college, you know. But instead of that, the second I graduated high school, when I was still 17 years old, I moved to Boston and got to experience, I feel like, so much more life than I would have gotten to experience if I were in college. So I feel like I grew up so fast from that, where like I'm at a completely different point than some of my friends. That's like sometimes, which is really hard to wrap my head around, because it's the weirdest thing. I don't know, it's the weirdest feeling. But also part of me does wish like I could experience like going to college and like having your little like college life. But I kind of did that in my own way. Like I moved to LA for a few months just to experience something new, and I did what I needed to do to experience life. Like I went through so many different life experiences that I feel like I've experienced more than I needed to in college. And also like I feel like with the job that we have and a lot of jobs nowadays, you don't necessarily need a college degree when everyone's doing like social media and stuff, you know?
Side note, like thinking about me at 21, I just think back to like what my life was like when I was 21, because obviously I went to college for 4 years and I was just like in such a different point than you were when I was 21. It's like crazy. Like I felt like I was almost, I don't know, I feel like just things were so different for me.
Yeah.
I was like immature.
Yeah.
In a way. Like I just feel like you're very mature.
A lot of people come to me and they're like, I was not like you when I was 21, or they'd say like things like, I feel like they're like, oh, like you still have like your few years to like experience your 20s. And
yeah,
I'm like, I feel like I've experienced so much that like I feel like I'm literally 35 years old.
Yeah, and also,
I don't know why.
Everybody's life is different and everyone's on their own path, and there's no right or wrong.
For sure.
Like for people to say, oh, well, you still have to do this and this. No, maybe that's what you needed to do, but that's not what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And for anybody listening to this, also, I feel like it can be hard sometimes with, I'm not saying for us, but with parents. People's parents like to give opinions on certain things in their life. And it's just like, okay, well, just because that's the way that your parents did it doesn't mean that that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
Or just because that's what your friend did, that's not what you have to do.
I'm glad that our parents, like, they never were like, you have to do this, you have to do this. They kind of let us figure out our lives on our own. So then we are who we are.
Favorite part of living on the West Coast versus East Coast?
Okay, well, number one, the weather on the West Coast, 100%, like no doubt about it. The weather is amazing year round. Sunny every single day. It can be January and it'll be sunny. Like I look back on my memories. I'm getting like a year ago memories from when I just moved to LA, and a lot of the time, like my videos are like, or like little pictures I have, I'm in the sun, I'm like going on a hike, like it's just like the lifestyle out there is unmatched. It's very healthy. It's you get up, you go on a hike, you go to Erewhon. Like it's insane how you can just like be in the sun is also really good for you. So like you can be in the sun every single day. And the East Coast, that's obviously very different. It's been gray and cloudy this last month. But I do love the East Coast. It's home. It's where my family is. And it's great in the summer. East Coast summers are like uncomparable. I wouldn't spend wouldn't spend summers on the West Coast. I'd definitely spend summers on the East Coast.
How did you know that you were ready for a healthy relationship?
I feel like I had gone through so many experiences and so many different, not so many, but like different relationship experiences where I'm going to give you guys like a little like kind of like backstory, but a month before I met my boyfriend, I completely surrendered and just like surrendered.
I surrendered.
No, I literally, no, but I'm not kidding. I told myself, I was like, okay, I'm focusing fully. You know how everyone's like, oh, I'm going to focus on myself right now. No, I did not talk to a single guy. Like I did my thing.
And you know what I noticed? You stopped searching.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I stopped looking because
it gives me chills.
I was always like, oh my God, like I want a boyfriend. Like I want to find like my person.
No, I just feel like it would happen with different people and situations. You'd be like hanging out with a person or whatever. And I don't know. I feel like, yeah, you just like really stopped looking.
Yeah, and I stopped going back to old relationships because that's all I would do.
Yeah,
I would just go back to what I was comfortable with because I was like, okay, I'm not going to find anything better than what I was comfortable with. And then I finally cut all those people that I was comfortable with off, and I didn't talk to them again for months. Like I probably cut them off back in like October. And when I was least, very, very, very least expecting it, like that's when I met my boyfriend.
And going into the last question, how did Emma meet her boyfriend? And then, in addition, what are your love languages?
Okay. How did I meet my boyfriend? Well, like I said, like almost over a year and a half ago or whatever, a long time ago, he commented on one of my pictures on Instagram. And he said, hey, ... And so instead of me replying to his comment, like I didn't want it to be seen that I replied. So I pressed like message because you can send a message from someone's comment into their DM. So technically I DM'd him, but off of his comment on my picture. And I said, hey. And we talked for like 2 months. I looked back the other day and like I was reading our conversations and they were so funny.
Wait, but you left out a part.
What?
When you guys were telling the story to Jess and Brent over the weekend, he ended up commenting on your picture because his sister was watching one of your vlogs.
So the reason why he commented on one of my pictures to begin with, his sister watches my videos. Or she had watched my videos before. And they were at their house. It was the summertime. So they were all together at their house in Florida. And she was watching one of my videos and he like walked by the TV and was like,
he goes, turn this off. We gotta watch something else.
First, he was like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this like girls YouTube video. Whenever I put on YouTube videos too, like he does not pay attention. But he was like, I don't want to watch this girl's videos. Not even like this girl, but he was like, I don't want to watch this. Turn something else on. And then he was like, wait, like who's that? Like she's kind of cute. And his sister was like, oh my gosh, like she lives in Boston. Her and her sister live in Boston. Like you should become friends with them. So then he was like, she's really cute. He looks on my Instagram and he's like, oh my goodness. And then that's when he commented on one of my pictures because he was like, I'm not going to DM her because she's not going to see it.
You're going to see a comment.
But I'm going to see a comment for sure. So he commented on one of my pictures. I replied in his DMs. We started talking for a few weeks, 2 months actually. And then I stopped answering him because I was like, this is going nowhere. And also like,
you were moving. You were gonna move.
Yeah, I was just like, there was a lot going on during that time. So I was just like, there's no point. And even I had no desire to even be in Boston. So I was like, I'm not answering this kid. And then I moved to LA. I did my thing. Did it all. Lived a whole different life. Lived on the Cape this whole summer, what I really wanted to do, which I'm so glad I did. And then he and I was on Raya for like 3 years for fun. Like I never took it seriously. I never actually hung out with people on Raya. Like I always had it to see who was on there, one, to see who I could match with, and for fun. Like I was never taking it seriously. I would like, people would message me and I would like send funny stuff back. Like I would just like completely a joke. And then I see him on Raya one day. His little face pops up on my Raya. And I was like, there's no way that this kid's on my Raya. Like I was like, I know him. He's been in my like comments before. So I hearted him. Instantly he hearted me back. And then he told me he wasn't going to heart me back because I stopped answering him back when we first ever talked. But thank God he hearted me back. And we started talking again. And he asked me, like, literally, it was like, hi, how are you? Whatever. Let's get drinks this week. So then we met that week, got drinks, and have been hanging out literally ever since. Like, I feel like the second we, like, met each other, we just knew that, like, we wanted to be together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not kidding. Like, after that day, I was like, okay, like, I'm done talking to any other person. Like, I'm deleting Raya. Like,
You're serious?
And he was the same way with me.
And what are your love languages?
And my love languages are definitely physical touch and words of affirmation. I don't even need to, like, ask, but he will always tell me, like, little things that he loves about me, or, like, always be saying things, whatever. And I do love quality time. Like, any moment that I can spend with him, I want to spend it with him. And also, this is one thing that he does that, I don't know, this isn't like a love language, but he does this and I love it, is he writes me like letters and like notes and stuff.
That's cute.
And then, like, when he's away.
Those are words of affirmation.
Okay. When he's, I don't know if I can, like, if I should say this, because this is, like, part of our relationship that, like, people don't really know, but whenever he's on road trips, every city that they're in, they get a postcard, and he, like, writes me a little postcard and, like, sends it to me. So then, like, 2 weeks later, I, like, get a little postcard in the mail that, like, says, like, a little, like, message from him.
That's so cute.
Yeah. He's so cute.
Well, I'm so happy that you're happy. And I have never seen you like this before, ever.
I've never
like,
felt
when people
like this
ask
before.
me, like, what do you think about Emma's boyfriend? I'm just like, she literally is a completely different person. And he brings out just, like, you know what he does? He brings out the side of you, and it reminds me of, like, you when you were little. You know, like, he brings out, like, your inner child and just makes you feel so safe and happy.
He brings out, like, the best part of me.
Yeah.
We complement each other very well because we bring out the best in each other.
Yes, I agree. That's it for today's episode, Emma. Thank you so much for answering all these questions, and thank you guys so much for sending them in. That was so much fun.
Don't forget to subscribe if you guys haven't already. Also, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get the podcast. And don't forget, you can watch it this time
on YouTube. Check it out in the show notes, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, love you
Love
guys.
you. Bye.